Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the show. Tonight we have a good one here. It is race number 3 of the American Sim Racing Club Street Stock Series here tonight at Oswego. These drivers get ready to do battle for 100 laps, and I'm Brett the Jet in the booth with Turn 3 Racing Network. And here we go. Let's head down trackside and go through tonight's starting lineup. Zach Coyer in the 13 machine will lead the field to the green flag. To his outside will be the 38 car of Dave Payton. Rolling off third will be the 18 of Devin McDonald. Then starting fourth is the 66 of Stephen Rochford. Then we have starting P number 5 will be the 41 car of Caleb Ramsey. Starting at 6 is the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Starting at 7th is car number 7. That is Pete Dillon. 8th is Tim Rogers in the 48. 9th, it will be Ty Delphia in the 013. Rounding out the top 10 is the 88 of Chuck Darling. Andrew Payne in the 93 will start 11th. And starting in 12th, tonight's quick time qualifier is the 9 car of Anthony Danta. Starting in 13th is the 35 machine, that is Hayden Swink. 14th going to his brother of Chase Swink in the 40. Travis Wright in the 902 will start 15th. 16th going to Ron Hart in the 51. Joey Lamb in the 81 will start 17th. Dustin Heights in the 98 will roll off P number 18. Alan Starlings in the 197 will start 19th. And 20th will be the 038 of Braden Cook. 21st going to Stephen Hoffman in the 86. John DeMeester in the 2 will start 22nd. Dylan Holcomb in the 68 will start 23rd, and Josh Cole in the 25 will roll off 25th. And starting shotgun on the field here tonight will be the 14 of TJ Hassan. So that will do it here tonight. 25 cars ready to do battle for 100 laps here tonight at the Oswego Speedway. Looks like 2 cars missing the call for the grid. Dylan Holcomb not making the call, neither with Devin McDonald. So big time shakeups there, but this time by the field will get the one to go. So we get ready to turn them on loose for 100 laps here next time by. So on the front row, it's going to be Zach Coyer, Dave Payton getting ready to do battle. Row number 2, Caleb Ramsey and Stephen Rochford. Rochford, last season's champion, looking to go back-to-back on titles. Hasn't had the greatest start to the season, hoping to turn it around here at Oswego. But here we go. Off of turn number 4, the field will wait and now jump on it as we go. Green flag racing here at Oswego. Coyer away by himself into turn number 1. Caleb Ramsey gets a great start from third. He will get second all by himself. Then cars almost leaning on each other for that third position as Dave Payton able to get down to that bottom side there. Philadelphia up into P number 4 here at the moment. Stephen Rochford tried to get down to the bottom. Andrew Payne able to fill that gap. So Andrew Payne trying to get on the move here quickly. Payne trying to get 5th place away from the 66. Out in front, Zach Coyer leading the way. Then side-by-side battles throughout the entire field from this position on back. From 5th on back here, drivers duking it on out. They know if they want to strike, now's the time to do it. Keep that car up in that second lane if there's a car already up there. Coyer last time by, best car on the track here. So Coyer trying to run away from Caleb Ramsey. Ramsey keeping him on his top 2 though. Checked on out from this field. Dave Payton sits in third. Here comes now Andrew Payne to the inside of the 13 machine. So Payne started deep in this invert, I believe 11th. He has made it all the way up into 4th here on lap 5. Hayden Swank, another driver on the move as well. That purple 35 machine, he's up into the top 5. Hayden Swank is in P number 5. And right behind Swank here, Chuck Darling, another car on the move. This 88 machine here trying to get around the 13. Ty stuck up in lane number 2. Same with the 66. So that definitely is not the place to be, because these guys still losing time on the cars in front of them, as Chuck Darling will get clear. Man, Stephen Roachford way up the racetrack there in the 66. Does Roachford have an issue, or is he just saving his stuff and just backing on out of it, saying, hey, something bad may happen here, I don't want a piece of that? Looks like Dev McDonald as well as Dylan Holcomb both able to get out on the racetrack. So everyone, all 25 cars still out here duking it on out, as we see a long line of single file cars with only maybe 1 or 2 cars up in lane number 2. One of those cars being the 66, the other being the 98. These guys just trying to find any sort of opening, any sort of gap that they can get on down. Right on board with the 98 there. He's able to get finally down to the bottom side. So 10 laps here coming to be in the books already. So 10th of the way down, and a much different start than what we saw with the super late models here at Oswego. So far, clean and green for this first opening stint, as Zach Coyer has stretched out his race lead over a second over Caleb Ramsey. Then it is Andrew Payne, Dave Payton, and Hayden Swank. So Andrew Payne up into the podium spots as we get a caution out on the speedway. John DeMeester slow and against the wall. So DeMeester with some front end damage on the 2 machine. That will bring out the caution flag for the first time here tonight. So the field slows on down for the first time here, as Zach Coyer's race lead gets evaporated here by this first caution. So once we get the 1 to go signal, Zach Coyer, our race leader, is going to have choice of the inside or the outside lane. I would have to bet that he chooses the inside lane. That definitely is the preferred groove where you want to be at here at Oswego, especially these big heavy cars. Not a lot of grip, a lot of momentum, you know, only 375 horsepower. So it is all about the shortest distance, and that here tonight right against that inside wall. So it looks like that time by will be 2 to green. So gonna run this on out and have the drivers catch their breath for a moment, try and figure out what kind of strategy they want to run. Right now, at the moment, biggest movers, Andrew Payne, Hayden Swank, as well as Stephen Hoffman. All those drivers up 8 positions from where they started 14 laps ago. So lights go out here at the Oswego Speedway. Like I said, Zach Coyer going to choose the inside lane here as the iRacing Pace truck heads down pit road there on the backstretch. We get ready to head back to green flag racing here. Zach Coyer going to be in control. Zach Coyer on the loud pedal here. We go back to green flag racing, as Caleb Ramsey going to be able to slide down to that inside lane on the restart. That is big for the 41. As we see the field come off of turn number 2, so far looking all right. Looks like no 3 wide here at the moment as well. A lot of 2x2 from 5th on back here. Anthony Danta has made his way up to P number 4 in that number 9. So Danta is going to be another one of those cars we need to watch here tonight. He qualified with the quick time here, so that 9 car is going to be charging towards the front, as he is already all over the back bumper of Andrew Payne for 3rd. Danta will come in a little bit higher, going to try and exit low, try and get to the inside of the 93. Not going to be able to do it this time down the backstretch. Zach Moore is still out in front now. Danta will make his move to the inside of Andrew Payne. Side by side for 3rd, and Payne gonna do the smart racing decision there, gonna follow in line. Maybe gonna try the crossover by the time they get to turn number 3 here. We'll back on out of it here. Zach Moore is still leading the way here. Further on back, I believe first time start with ASRC, the 81 car of Joey Lamb. Lamb just outside of the top 10 here. Lamb up into 12th, so this 81 Skull Machine making its way to the front slowly but surely. Travis right here in the 10 car stuck out in lane number 2. He's also the 902 in the timing and scoring. See 86 of Stephen Hoffman get on by, so Hoffman now will track into the top 10. He started outside the top 20. He has been making his way through the field here pretty nicely. Same with that driver right in front of him as well, Ron Hart. Hart is up to P number 9. Chase Swank with the crossover move on Joey Lamb. So Swank now to the inside of the 81. Hayden Swank able to get back P number 12 here. His brother Hayden Swank up in the top 5. That 35 machine currently sits in 5th, but Chuck Darling trying to reel in that 35. So far, a lot of single file here as drivers starting to spread on out just a little bit, though here right in the top 10, or I should say right on the cusp of it. Drivers right on top of each other, as you see Travis right now down on the inside lane trying to get that 10th spot back from Stephen Hoffman. Hoffman, having no cars in front of him, can get a better entry, but then does not have kind of the pace through the corner that the inside lane does. Now may be in trouble here as Jeff Dillon gets moved to lane number 2. That could be a pick for Hoffman, as Hoffman now losing some more spots here. Here comes Chase Swank to the inside of the 86. I tell you what, Jeff Dillon trying his best up in lane number 2. He will lose a spot now to Hart. Now may be in trouble to losing quite a few more, as that inside lane, long single file line of cars, pretty much back all the way to Alan Stallings. As well as Josh Cole there in the 25 as well. Stephen Hoffman will lose all that track position, will fall in line behind the 25. Out in front, though, still leading the way is Zach Hoyer in this 13 machine. Caleb Ramsey in second. Anthony Danta trying to run down these top 2, top 3, really checked on out over the rest of the field. Andrew Payne kind of in his own island in 4th. Hayden Swank in 5th, starting to get some company behind him, as he is starting to get hounded down by Chuck Darling, Dave Payton, now Ron Hart right there as well. Jeff Dillon still on the outside lane, still losing positions here in that 52 machine. Now Dave Payton gets moved up to lane number 2 as well. So Ron Hart going to try and get around Payton for that 7th position. Should be able to do it by the time they get off of turn number 4. Almost there on turn number 2 as Hart gets a little sideways. Ron Hart now able to get clear. Here comes Travis Wright, going to try and follow the way through. Right in front of them, Chuck Darling looks to the inside of Hayden Swank, has to back on out of it. As now we see Dave Payton continuing to lose more and more spots here. Chase Swank will get around. Now here comes Joey Ham in the 81 as well. So Payton on the freight train on back. Now the driver that has been working his way through this pack now under fire as Travis Wright looks to the inside of the 51. And Ron Hart just able to slam the door shut right on the nose of the 10 machine. Wow, Hart couldn't have cut that any closer if he tried, but most importantly, able to keep that position, not fall back in the freight train. And now we'll try and set his sights on his teammate of Chuck Darling. Darling still trying to work over the rear bumper of Hayden Swank. Starting to put the pressure on Caleb Ramsey within 2 car lengths of P number 2 now. Yeah, let's ride on board with here Hayden Swank looking at that long line of cars right behind him, and let's listen to how Hayden Swank is driving around this Oswego Speedway. As here comes Chuck Darling, he'll look to the inside of the 35. Swank though able to keep the momentum, able to keep the spot, but wow. You can hear lifting early, letting this car float, and then when you get that thing turned where you want, you are stabbing that throttle and you are trying to get on after it. As now here comes Ron Hart to the inside of Chuck Darling for 6th. Teammates gonna almost lean on each other there side by side, door number to door number here into turn number 1. Up towards the front though, Anthony Danta getting around Caleb Ramsey, so Danta up into 2nd. As Chuck Darling gonna lose that spot now, may lose some more as Travis Wright to the inside of the 88. Going to be able to hold it right on the door panel of that 10 car. Now we'll see if Darling can get down to the inside lane in front of Chase Swank. That time not quite, still side by side with the 10 car. Darling gonna be able to get down, maybe not. He gets in the back of Travis Wright. That will slow him on up. Now allow now Chase Swank. He has driven his way inside this top 10. He now looks to the inside of Chuck Darling as Darling tried to close that gap but got into the back of the 10 car. Further towards the back here, some more great battles here. This between Alan Stallings, Devin McDonald, Pete Dillon, Braden Cook, as well as Dustin Heights, all right in this battle. It's about 17th to about 23rd out here. Oh, Pete Dillon will go on around here through 3 and 4. So that will bring out our second caution of the night right before the halfway point. tell you what, Zach Coyer probably didn't want to see that caution, as that will now put Anthony Danta right next to him on the following restart. All right, folks, we get ready to turn him back loose. Zach Coyer in control. Here we go. Restart number 2 of the night underway. One car having issues in the back. That's the 81 machine. Did not get going, and 3 wide into turn number 1. Wow, how did they not wreck there? That could have been bad news big time, but able to keep it all under them as Zach Coyer here continues to lead the way now over Anthony Danta. Andrew Payne trying to work over the top side of Caleb Ramsey, not going to be able to do it. Here comes now Ron Hart. Hart to the inside of the 93 machine. Zach Coyer missed the bottom a little bit, not quite enough daylight for the 9 car to get on by, and this time by cross flags here, halfway down, halfway home. So Zach Coyer is going to walk away with the most laps led here tonight. Has led the first half of the race. Now can he lead the second half with a lot of pressure right behind him as Anthony Danta all over the back bumper of our race leader. Danta to the inside, almost contact there. Now there's contact for the race lead. They will sort themselves out and keep it rocking and rolling, but that could have been very bad here, but we'll keep it green as Coyer will try and block Danta, but can't get there soon enough. Anthony Danta now to the inside of Zach Coyer for the race lead. They'll drag race down into turn number 3 here. Danta with the advantage, Danta with the preferred lane. Danta about half a car length advantage now, and new race leader Anthony Danta from qualifying quick time starting in 12th. He will take over the race lead. Coyer able to slot into second. Caleb Ramsey has been hanging on to third. Ron Hart up into fourth. Andrew Payne has slipped back to 7th here at the moment. So that outside lane, very, very tough to kind of restart in and find an opening down on the bottom side. It's kind of like if you guys are used to Martinsville, you know, inside lane where it's at, everyone's going to try and get in a hurry down there. And that's the same exact case here tonight at Oswego. Now Danta going to try and set sail and check on out in front of this field. As everyone else pretty much single file here. You see Stephen Hoffman to the inside of Chuck Darling as a battle for the 9th position out on Speedway. So Darling continuing to fall just a little bit in the wrong direction. He's able to slam the door shut on the nose of Jeff Dillon there. Now Stephen Hoffman, like I said, qualified outside the top 20 here tonight. He has raced a good race so far. Is tied as the biggest mover at the moment with Ron Hart as well as Josh Cole. Cole has been doing a great job here tonight as he now might get stuck in lane number 2. No, he's able to defend from Dave Payne here. So that 25 machine of Josh Cole looking pretty sporty here. Tim Rogers, Pete Dillon, side-by-side battle here on the Speedway. With this, you know, now there's only going to be 40 laps left in this one. Every position matters. Every pass counts, especially if you can get to an odd position and have a caution time on out. You can pick up probably 3 to 4 spots on the following restart if you can just time it right. Stephen Hoffman, Chuck Darling back at it again. Now rolls reverse. Hoffman up in lane number 2. Darling down on the inside lane. Darling able to get the pass done. Here comes now Jeff Dillon trying to get back into the top 10. So Jeff Dillon able to get back into P number 10 here in the 52 machine. Hoffman going to be able to find a gap to the bottom side, that is. Everyone else very, very spread on out. The only battle on the Speedway currently is Joey Lamb and Dev McDonald. This is a battle for the 16th position. As Lamb way up in the marbles there. You saw the marbles flying on up from that 81 machine. McDonald just trying to wrap it around that inside wall here, as it's pretty even between the two of these cars. As everyone else just riding on around, trying to put together the lap. We ride on board with the 81 machine, looking at Dev McDonald to the left side here. Lamb has to be careful because he's got some hungry race cars right behind him. Oh, he'll overdrive a little bit, wash on up, have to chase that race car, but we'll get a great corner with it as well. So we had 25 drivers take the green flag. Still all 25 of them out here tonight and on the lead lap. John DeMeester currently sitting in 25th. He had some of that damage, but able to still continue out here tonight. As out in front, Anthony Danta leads over Zach Coyer. Then it is Caleb Ramsey. We head back to the battle between the 81 and the 18. Now getting a little bit more spicy as Braden Cook now looking to the inside of Tim Rogers. As man, Dev McDonald very loose on the inside lane. You saw him leave some rubber marks there into the entry of turn number 3. Dev McDonald might have that race car starting to go on him just a little bit, as Lamb able to make the pass on the outside. Now here comes Tim Rogers. Yeah, Dev McDonald has an issue. McDonald dives down to pit road here. Them getting that loose on entry, that can only mean one thing in my mind here, folks. That right rear tire is gone off that 18 machine, and it's worn on out. As we head back up towards the front here, Ron Hart starting to put big time pressure on Caleb Ramsey, and Ramsey now starting to put pressure on Zach Coyer. Could get some big time shakeups inside the top 5 before it's all said and done. Now 30 laps left to go in this one. So far only 2 cautions, as now make it 3 as Josh Cole with some heavy damage. You saw his bumper cover there bouncing. Josh Cole here having himself a good night. Now all that goes on away. And with this caution here, we will once again head away to a quick commercial break. On the other side, we get ready to head back to about a 25 lap shootout left in this one here, folks. So here we go back at Oswego Speedway, and it's going to be a 25 lap shootout to determine who's walking away with the checkered flag here. As Anthony Danta on the loud pedal, we head back to green flag racing here. Danta will be able to get clear, same with Zach Coyer. Now Ron Hart going to be the guy stuck in lane number 2. Can he get down to the bottom side? No, he cannot. Hayden Swank will fill that gap. Hart makes contact to the back of Ramsey there. Both drivers able to hang on to their race cars, but now Ron Hart stuck up in lane number 2. How long can he hang on to it? Seemed like he had one of the best cars here, but now in the not preferred lane, as we get trouble here. TJ Hassan around. Same with the 68 of Dylan Holcomb. So that will bring out the caution flag here once again. Once again, gonna go throw to a commercial break and be back to some green flag racing here in just a moment.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back at Oswego Speedway under, I believe, our 4th caution of the night, and it's now going to lead to about a 19-lap shootout to determine what the outcome is here tonight for race number 3, as well as who is walking away with the checkered flag. Anthony Danta in control of with the 9 car. Zach Coyer going to restart to his outside here as we get ready, and here we go. Back to racing action. A great start by Coyer up in lane number 2. He will have some momentum. We'll get clear. Does Zach Coyer try the crossover down the backstretch? Danta will block low. Coyer cannot get any lower than that, so Coyer will have to maybe use the bumper. As everyone else side by side further on back. Hayden Swank trying to make that outside lane work. Ron Hart big time sideways into turn number 1. Caleb Ramsey here might not have the speed. Oh, Hayden Swank way up the racetrack there. He will lose the spot now to Hart. Can Swank get back to the bottom side? No, he cannot, because here comes Chuck Darling. Darling, like I said, if you restart on the inside lane, you can start making up a bunch of positions. Oh, 1 car hard in the outside wall. I believe that was a 52 of Jeff Dillon further on back, but Chuck Darling once again back into the top 5 here with about 16 laps to go. Can Darling now hold off swing. It's going to be a tough task to do as Anthony Danta's starting to run away with it out in front. Ron Hart to the inside of Caleb Ramsey. That's a battle for a podium spot here tonight as Hart will get on by. Ramsey will try and throw the block on Darling. They make contact there. Chuck Darling to the inside of the 41. Here comes now Hayden Swank. 3 wide. How's this going to work? And the answer is it doesn't. Somehow they all hang on to their race cars, though. How was that not a caution? Here it is as Chuck Darling goes around on the front stretch. No, they're still wrecking. We're still green somehow. As no, the caution finally comes on out. But wow, what a crazy turn of events here. Oh, his contact further on back. Caleb Ramsey goes on around. Wow. As we catch the pace car here, and I tell you what, gonna be now about a 10-lap shootout. So you thought a 20-lap shootout was crazy? Get ready for some more action, because when we go back, it's going to be about a 10-lap shootout to determine it all. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a commercial break. All right, here we go. Going to be a 9-lap shootout for the 9 car of Anthony Danta. Danta's on the loud pedal here, and we head back to green flag racing here at the end of this one. Zach Hoyer once again gets a great start, able to get down to the bottom side. Now side-by-side battle for third. Andrew Payne going to try and hang it out up on the top side. What more does Ron Hart have left in that 51 machine? Hayden Swank right there as well, some front end damage. But Swank trying to make it work here at the end of this one. Further on back, Chuck Darling, we saw him involved there. It looks like some sort of damage to the 88. He does not have the pace it seems like he has had all race prior. Ron Hart will get clear of Andrew Payne, so Hart up into P number 3. Hayden Swank looks like we'll get the 4th spot away from Andrew Payne. Here comes Ty Delphia. We haven't talked much about this 13 machine, but we get a caution on the Speedway. Not sure where it's at, but caution came on out, and we will slow the field down for what may be a unofficial green-white checkered. So we will keep it with the race in action. Anthony Danta in control. He's looking for another win on the season. Excuse me, he hasn't won this season. He's looking for his first career win this season. Danta picking up a few checkered flags last season in the street stocks. Looking for his first one here tonight. And right now, sitting in a good spot. All he has to do is get through his gears cleanly, get a good start, make sure he doesn't get punted out of the way, and he's looking pretty good. He has to be careful, though. Him in that car starting behind him on the inside lane, him and Ron Hart having some contact at the previous track at Stafford, so drama shaping up at the end of this one here for the Street Stock Series, that's for sure. As here we go, lights going out right now. We get ready to turn them loose, and it will be a 3-lap shootout. As here we go. Can Zach Corey get another good start from that second lane? Contact there between Coyer and Ron Hart. That will check up everyone. What happens into turn number 1? 3 wide through the field. We got to go wide cam on this one, as everyone trying to get those last second spots here tonight at Oswego. Anthony Danta out in front, leading the way. Ron Hart trying to take away second from Coyer. It's dead even at the stripe. Popsicle sticks up in the air. It is 2 laps to go. Full on beating and banging throughout the rest of the field, as everyone trying to, like I said, get that last spot here in these closing stages. But Anthony Danta will see the white flag. 1 more lap to go. We are racing back to the checkered flag here. Danta out by himself. Hart and Coyer side by side down the backstretch. Everyone else duking it out for that final position. But here we go. Off of turn number 4, Anthony Danta will pick up his first checkered flag this season. Wow, Zach Coyer will just beat out Ron Hart in a photo finish for second. Ron Hart will end up P number 3. Wow, a great race here tonight at Oswego. I tell you what, Anthony Danta is going to be fired on up. As here we go, Anthony Danta will park it here on the front stretch. And let's run through tonight's race results from Oswego for the American Sim Racing Club Street Stock Series. Anthony Danta will pick up the win. Zach Coyer will finish P number 2. Ron Hart will be in P number 3. Finishing in 4th is Andrew Payne. 5th going to Hayden Swank. Finishing at 6th is Stephen Roachford. 7th going to Caleb Ramsey. 8th is Ty Delphia. 9th Travis Wright. Rounding out the top 10 is Dave Payton. Joey Lamb will finish 11th. 12th going to Jeff Dillon. 13th is Stephen Hoffman. 14th going to Chuck Darling. 15th Alan Starling. 16th is Pete Dillon. 17th going to Tim Rogers. 18th is Josh Cole. Then our final 7 finishers will look like the following. Chase Swank will finish 19th. 20th going to Braden Cook. 21st is Dustin Heights. 22nd is Dylan Holcomb. 23rd is TJ Hassan. 24th is John DeMeester. And 25th is Deb McDonald. So that would do it here from Oswego. Thanks again, everyone, tuning on in. Appreciate each and everyone. You got to shout out LaPlante Racing Products, Boardwalk Subs, as well as Postma Flooring. So everyone, take care, stay safe, have a great rest of your weekend. Be sure to tune on this week because a lot of broadcasts still yet to come from the American Sim Racing Club. We got 1 tomorrow and then 2 on Wednesday night. So everyone, take care and we'll see you there. Have a good one. I've been Brett the Jet and I just flew by you.